Kia ora everyone, nau mai, haere mai, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to try out some crackers. So these crackers go into a loaf tin, you bake it off, and then you let them cool right down and slice them and then rebake them. It's a recipe of Anna Olsen, and it just looks really nice. So I'm doing a half mix, but the recipe goes 1 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of finely grated orange zest, 1 teaspoon of ground cardamom, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and then the wet ingredients are 2 cups of buttermilk, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of fancy molasses. I didn't have any, couldn't find any at the shop, so I've just added 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to my mix. And then you have 1 cup of chopped dates, 1 cup of roasted pumpkin seeds, half a cup of dried cranberries, and half a cup of pecan pieces. And pecans are quite expensive, so I've replaced them with cashew nuts. Anyway, you mix the dry ingredients together with the orange zest. One thing I like about this recipe too is it's so simple. Add all your wet ingredients into the bowl. And then give it a mix. Now this is supposed to be a wet mix, and I'm thinking, this is Australian flour. Might be a bit dry, but it isn't. Wow, okay. It's actually, yeah, that looks about right. And then I'm going to add all my seeds, nuts, seeds, dates, which I've already measured out. So you should end up with 3 cups of nuts, seeds, and dried fruit, whatever you choose to use. You don't have to use what I've used or what she's used. But yeah, you should have 3 cups. I've got 1.5 cups. So I've already got my oven preheating. Now this is ready to go into my lined loaf tin. Okay, just spread it out, push it to the corners. The oven should be on 180 degrees. To bake this. I noticed that, she actually used a terrine dish, which will make it quite a straight square, square shape, whereas using a loaf tin, it's you've got a sort of an arch. Okay, so now we're going to bake it. So we're going to bake our loaf for about 50 minutes on 180. Hey everyone, so it's cooked. Put a skewer in the centre, came out nice and dry. So this is the first part of our crackers. I was just thinking, you know, this recipe actually reminds me of a biscotti, twice cooked biscotti. Anyway, I'm going to leave that to cool down completely, put it in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow I will slice it thinly and bake it. Okay, sliced all the crackers up, the loaf, plated them, trayed them up, and now I'm going to put them in the oven.